Epoxy flooring is the base to any great garage or shop. Today we're going to walk through how to do some great epoxy to get that killer look. So what is epoxy and why use it? So concrete is a very porous material, and if you spill things on it, it can seep in. So epoxy flooring is really a great way to kind of seal the concrete, make a nice durable uniform layer, and as you'll see in this video, you can make it look pretty cool too. Basically all epoxy is there are two chemicals, part A or part B, or epoxy and hardener, and you mix those together and it creates a chemical reaction, and it turns out like a very, very hard plastic. So basically the whole floor is covered with something that's very durable and very uniform, and it looks good for many, many years. The foundation for this sort of activity is always kind of good preparation. So for us, this is concrete, and we need to make sure we've got perfect concrete to create some great floors. Unless you got freshly poured concrete, what can happen to concrete over time is you get things like spills, debris, other things that kind of prevent it from actually adhering very well. So to prepare the concrete, let me tell you some of the steps we did. First, we got a power washer. We washed out everything, tried to make the floors as clean as possible. This included all the saw cuts or expansion joints, trying to get all the debris out of there. All right, we've been busy washing, getting things out, but we're gonna take a little break, let things dry out a little bit. We got a couple fans going, and then we'll put the patch stuff on the cracks. The next step was preparing those cuts and things. We didn't want debris and stuff to get back in there, so we actually used some crack sealer, is that what they call it? Patch kit. So we actually used a patch kit to kind of get all those cracks so they'd be pretty seamless. The patch material actually still does allow the cement to move and not crack. Once we got all the seams filled, the next part was preparing the concrete. So we actually rented a diamond grinder. This takes the cement and actually grinds away the top layer, so you're left with kind of a new, fresh layer of concrete underneath. So today's gonna be grinding. It's gonna be really dusty. I'm not sure how much you're gonna be able to see. This was by far the messiest part. It creates a lot of dust. You can use it with water, but then it just kind of makes, I'll call it muddy, sloppy everything. So it's gonna pick your poison. So once we had it all ground down, we didn't want to put epoxy on all that dust. So again, we had to sweep it all out. We pressure washed it about 3 more times. After that, another key is you want to make sure it's extra dry. We actually let it dry for 2 days with some fans blowing on it. The next step after that is pretty critical as well. It is the primer.
So today's the day we're going to be doing some epoxy. First goes on the primer. We're going to tape off a few places just to make sure that we got a nice crisp edge. We have taped off some of the thresholds and also just the front garage area. That door, and then back there, we're not going to do epoxy in that back area. So basically this is what comes in the kit. So this bigger barrel is the part A, and then these ones are the part B. All right, so we just combined parts A and B.
So the primer is specially chemically formulated to adhere really well to the cement and also to the epoxy. So you got to make sure you stir it really well so it's evenly mixed, and then you pour it all out on the concrete. Then some of the next key steps are moving around with a squeegee, kind of making sure you get all the epoxy in the right areas. And then after that, you go over it with a roller, and that really makes sure you get an even coat over everything that you're doing.
We're in phase 1 of phase 1, so we're doing the first part of the primer. So got the mixing done. We're now doing the application. So again, we're rollering it out. We're doing the squeegee. We got 4 different kits, so 4 different buckets to cover the area we need. So we've got one here that we're pretty close on getting it all even. So they're doing a really good job. And then we got the next one that we're just starting to squeegee.
Today's sponsor is Wild Badger. This is a 4-in-1 multi-tool. So the 4-in-1, you've got your weed eater, you've got a chainsaw, you've got a hedge trimmer. I think this is the 4th one. It's a brush cutting blade. There's a square drive in the middle of the shaft. And to connect this one to another one, you basically take this one out, kind of twist it a little bit, and gotta put another one in. Roll it until it snaps closed. And then this is your unit. We are ready to go.
This is the Wild Badger 4-in-1 tool. It can cut grass with the string trimmer, quickly cut that overgrown grass your lawnmower misses with its 15-inch cutting width. It can clear thick weeds with the brush cutter. It can shape bushes with the hedge trimmer, trim those messy hedges in just minutes with the 18,000 RPM motor. And it can cut tree branches with the pull saw. Switching tools is super easy. It only takes seconds. It's light, easy to carry, and powerful enough to finish the job fast. Plus, it has a smart chip that helps save power and gives you longer battery life. The batteries last a long time and charging is quick so you can get back to work without waiting. One tool, 4 jobs, less work.
So if you haven't had a chance to upgrade your yard tools to electric, now's the time. If you're interested in a product like this, I'll leave a link in the video description below. All right, this is the epoxy system we're gonna use. This is the one, I've actually used this one 3 times. Well, this will be the 3rd time. They changed their name. It used to be Epoxy Coat, now they are Performance DIY.
So normally when you think of epoxy floors, you think of something like this. And that's fine, that's great. But we're looking for really high end for this new shop.
So one of the other challenges with this type of floor is, you guessed it, it is nowhere to be found. Do you see it? I don't. So the epoxy kit that we chose was a metallic. The metallic that we chose was a pearl. After the primer is down, there is a time window where you have to wait a certain amount of time before you put on the epoxy, but it can't be too long. Otherwise, you need to do some other preparation steps. So we got right in the middle of that window and started our epoxy. This is the fun part.
All right, we are getting everything set up with our colors and our clears and everything. So we're gonna start mixing and pouring and getting this all done.
We also had some highlight colors, which were a black, which was caviar, silver, and a blue, which was Maui. And our goal is we kind of wanted to make it look like, I'll call it marble, like just kind of some veins, some stripes, things that might look pretty natural for kind of a stone finish. So we looked at some of the things online. Everything said to kind of do the darker colors first, just because they're harder to kind of mask. So we started with the black, then the darker gray, and then basically the main coat, which was our pearl. At the very, very top, we did a few hints of blue in some areas. The key here is, again, using the squeegee, trying to get the material all to cover. It's something that's pretty critical that you don't just kind of go in a straight line. You want it to look like something natural, so you kind of have to go back and forth, making sure it looks pretty good. And then topped it off with some areas of blue, and then just blended it in. We did use mostly squeegees, some rollers. Again, the rollers we didn't do very heavy, more just kind of move some material around. And this metallic epoxy, it does flow pretty well. So even after you get it, it might not look good, but then it kind of starts to flow and it really does look quite natural. It looks really good. After we were done pushing the material to where we thought we liked it, we let it sit and it continued to flow. I did add on some aluminum oxide. It almost looks like salt. Basically throw it in the air and that provides a little bit of grit because the epoxy, when it's wet, it can be really slippery. So once we were satisfied, the next step is just wait. So we had to wait for about 3 or 4 days before we can kind of walk on it or put things on it. But we're really pleased with the outcome, and I think this will be a fantastic base to our shop. Really cool marble effect. The actual, if you get close, it's got kind of the metallic thing. So if you've ever done car paint, it kind of has that sort of sheen and shimmer to it, and really looks kind of got depth, like 3D, kind of like a marble countertop, something like that. So this is really, really cool. I like the colors that we've done. Again, if you're looking to do your garage or something like that, this is DIY Performance Epoxy, and they've helped out a lot. They helped make this all possible, so please go check out their website. They've got lots of different colors, kits, options to fit every size and budget. So now that the floor is dry, I'm gonna show you some of the spots that I really like. I think turned out well. So again, a little bit of grittiness, that's the aluminum oxide that you throw on so you don't slip. But essentially, I really like kind of the swirls and how things blend, colors that we chose. Again, I think it turned out really well. I do like that we added the blue. I think the light gray is good, the dark gray is good. One comment I would have on the black is the black was really difficult to kind of, I'll call it cover up. So we started with the black because we thought, yeah, we don't want that on top. It'll definitely kind of be very heavy. So we thought we'll put it underneath. We did it very sparingly, but even then, the other colors really didn't cover it up as well as we thought. Again, not a problem. It was pretty easy to keep at it, keep adding material, pulling it away. But yeah, like if you put like little drops as you were kind of putting things down, if they're little drops, it actually looked like kind of oil spills, and it's like, ugh. And yeah, so we really had to go after those, but that'd be the only comment I'd have about colors. We're very pleased with the colors we picked. We're pleased with how it turned out. I've always wanted to do this, and so now that we've done it, I think it looks really good. We're really thrilled with the floors. We're really thrilled to be getting into a new shop. I've been hinting at that for a while. We're now starting to make the dream happen. In a future video, we're gonna kind of go through more about the setup of our shop, some of the tools, moving in, all that fun stuff. So if you're interested, please subscribe and follow along. That'll do it for this time. See you next time. Oh my gosh, there's so many, all the noise, I can't do it. Epoxy flooring.
Did you get the sexy shaved legs too? I shaved my legs.